Time for basketball because it's cold.
Yes, right.
Nice
Something
and warm in the
inside,
arena.
right? Absolutely. Which is why the Benz is so wonderful because you kind of have options with the
Open
Benz.
the roof, you can close it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's closed this weekend for the SEC championship.
Listen, it should be. It's going to be cold even heading into next weekend, but it's plenty cold out there this morning too, and it's only going to get colder. Can you tell that it's going to be cold the next couple of days? Yeah, that is what we're talking about. In fact, a first alert weather day for a hard freeze on Monday. A gorgeous start to your Sunday. We'll have the full details on that first alert weather day in a minute, but let's get you out the door this morning. Beautiful view as the sun is coming up here over the horizon. We can see some cirrus clouds in the sky, and what you're going to be seeing a lot of in the sky today, these little lines that are across the sky, we call them contrails in the meteorology world. You see them behind airplanes because the air is so cold. Any of the exhaust behind the plane gets frozen into tiny little ice crystals and creates those kind of dashed lines in the sky that you see. There's your science lesson for the day. Here's a look at your morning checklist. You're going to need the coat. You're going to need the long sleeves today again from start to finish. And you will need the sunglasses because all that sunshine we're seeing right now, that's going to continue through the day today. Temperatures right now, clearly coat worthy. 32 in Atlanta, 24 in Carrollton, 26 in LaGrange, 30 in Athens, 29 in Helen, and 28 in Canton, 25 in Rome. Are you going to go grab some brunch today? Yeah, the brunch outfits are going to be top notch with all the layers, right? Yeah, 10 a.m., 40 degrees, and then we'll be in the upper 40s by noon today. We will top out in the low 50s. Here's a look at those high temperatures area wide, low to mid 50s with the exception of the mountains. Up in LJ and Helen, you'll top out in the upper 40s today. Now, we do have a weather system that is currently moving through. If you live in like Hayesville, North Carolina, and you were up super early, you might have seen a few flurries. Well, we have another one that's going to move through. We call it a clipper system because it just kind of clips across really quickly. That's going to usher in colder air. And then behind this low, as some moisture wraps around it, we could have a few mountain flurries heading into Monday night. So don't be completely surprised if you live up in the higher elevations of the mountains, especially Brasstown Bald, our highest peak, if you see a couple of flurries flying around Monday night. Clearly the air is going to get cold. That is what we are all going to experience. Monday morning, tomorrow, we're waking up in the 20s, feeling more like the low 20s, and the wind chill is definitely going to be a factor. While it's not going to be super windy, even a light wind with how dry and colder air is going to be, it's going to feel a lot colder. So here's a look at 4 o'clock. Warmest it's going to feel through the day, the 30s in a lot of our suburbs. And I want you, if you live in the mountains, focus on that number up there because up in the mountains, it might not feel warmer than about freezing for about 48 hours. Tuesday morning, that cold air makes itself at home. It's feeling more like the teens to low 20s. You will need to bundle up. The kids need to have all the layers, all their winter wear as they go to the bus stop on Tuesday morning. And then notice Tuesday afternoon, feeling more like the upper 20s to low 30s. And again, the mountains still struggling to feel warmer than freezing. It is going to be a very cold stretch of weather up in the higher elevations of the mountains, and really for all of us, but especially our neighbors to the north. It's going to take all the way until Wednesday to finally go above freezing for those overnight lows. And look at this. Thursday, our one day above freezing for this upcoming week, because then another weather system rolls through and temperatures drop back into the 20s Friday morning and into Saturday. It is thanks to a cold front that will offer us just a 20% coverage of showers on Thursday. So no significant rain, but definitely significant cold on that first alert 7-day forecast. Low 50s today, that first alert weather day tomorrow for a widespread hard freeze. Don't forget to drip the pipes. Think about your plants and your pets, of course. Bring them inside. Upper 40s for highs tomorrow, even colder on Tuesday. We'll go back into the 50s Wednesday. A brief warm up into the 40s Thursday morning before temperatures tumble Friday into the start of next weekend.
Like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. Yes, it does. It's beautiful. Now, it's beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
But think about all the shoveling those folks are going to have to do over the next couple of days, all the work the snow plows are going to have to do. I will be just fine right here in Georgia. That's right, where we're not going to have to worry about that. But they are expecting, Chelsea, more lake effect snow in the coming days between now and Tuesday. Some spots along the lakefront in places like Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, they could pick up an additional foot of snow on top of the already. We are thinking about y'all.
Prayers to the Northeast.
Oh, man. Matthew, you lived up in the Midwest, Michigan. Okay, Matthew's my producer, by the way, guys, just in case you don't know. I talk to him a lot during the show. Do you go to school when stuff like that happens? Or is that considered a snow day? Matthew says they still go to school. And that's why people in the South are laughed at sometimes, because when it flurries here, we cancel school. Meanwhile, they're dealing with lake effect snow that's covering their roofs and they're still going to school. We will count our blessings, y'all, but we do have a very cold morning on the way tomorrow. Monday, a first alert weather day for a widespread hard freeze. You will need the coat this morning, though. It's plenty cold out there, and you'll need the long sleeves throughout the day, and you also need the sunglasses because we will see a lot of sunshine today, just like we are this morning. Here's a look at your current temperatures. Yes, this is coat worthy. If you ask me, 26 in Carrollton, 34 in Atlanta, 31 in Canton, 27 in Rome, 28 in LJ, 29 in Athens, and 34 in Covington. If you are going to go grab some brunch today, it'd be a nice day to do so. You can finally bring out all the wonderful fall outfits and sweaters that I'm sure that you've purchased maybe over Black Friday. They're probably already here, knowing how quickly things ship. By 10 o'clock, temperature near 40 degrees, and then we'll head into the upper 40s around noon. And today we will top out in the low 50s. So just a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday. Area wide will be in the low 50s. If you live up in the mountains, temperatures will top out in the upper 40s. We do have that first alert weather day tomorrow. We'll have what we call a clipper system push across the southeast that will usher in colder air. And get this, if you live in the mountains, we might have some wraparound moisture around this low. The way wind rotates around low pressures counterclockwise, and that could usher in maybe a few mountain flurries. So if you live up in Clay County, North Carolina, Towns Union, Rabun County, up in the higher elevations, if you see a few flurries pass on by tomorrow night, don't be completely off guard. All of us, though, will experience that cold. This is the reason for our first alert weather day. We will wake up to a widespread hard freeze tomorrow. And with the wind that will be slightly elevated, it is going to feel even colder. When you have very dry and very cold air, it doesn't take a very gusty wind for those wind chills to really come into play. It's going to feel anywhere from the teens to low 20s tomorrow morning. So as you're headed back to work and school, you will need all of the winter wear. It'll struggle to feel warmer than the 30s to low 40s tomorrow afternoon. If you live in the higher elevations of the mountains for about 48 hours starting tomorrow, it's going to struggle to feel warmer than freezing. Tuesday, that cold air really settles in. Widespread teens to low 20s is what it'll feel like, and it'll only feel like the 30s at best through most of the day on Tuesday. So make sure, again, as you're thinking about going back to work and school tomorrow, you get out all the winter wear, the coats, the hat, the scarves, the gloves, all of it. Mornings will stay below freezing through Wednesday. We'll briefly go above freezing Thursday morning before temperatures drop right back down into freezing territory Friday and Saturday behind a cold front. A very active weather pattern that's going to keep the first week of December very, very cold for us here in North Georgia. Low 50s today. That first alert weather day for a widespread freeze tomorrow morning. Make sure you're dripping the pipes, thinking about your pets and plants. Highs only in the 40s Monday and Tuesday. Freezing mornings through midweek. We'll briefly go into the 40s Thursday. Small rain chance Thursday before we go back into freezing temperatures Friday and Saturday morning with highs closer to 50 degrees Friday and to kick off next weekend. Another